This is an excerpt from my short story, A Good American, also to be published in Dan's Debut and Other Stories, along with the last one, El Guido. And for those of you who want to know when it's going to be published, some of you asked me, you can just add me on Facebook or subscribe to my updates. I pretty much add everybody, so. Okay. Set in upstate New York, it recounts the story of a scarred military veteran, Tom, and his adventure with his former Indian American roommate, Dev, after Tom returns from the Middle East and learns his racist father has passed away. At this point, Tom and Dev had just left a strip club where Tom got a lap dance, and Dev walked out uncomfortably, thinking about his girlfriend, Allison, back in New York City. Here, Dev is driving Tom in Tom's truck. Tom asked if we could drive to the diner that we had gone to last September. I knew it was a 24-hour place, so it sounded good to me, but it would take half an hour to get down there. He said that was fine with him. We had all the time in the world. He took a CD from the glove compartment and put it in the player. It was a Charlie Daniels album, one he used to listen to when we were roommates. He had tried to educate me in Daniels and country, but I hadn't cared. He didn't try to educate me this time. He just lay back, closed his eyes, and listened. By the time I pulled into the diner parking lot, still in Saigon, was playing for the second time. The first time it had played, Tom had teared up, but this time he seemed to be asleep. I poked him and he opened his eyes, though not in a startled way, so perhaps he had just been resting them. Tom took his time getting out of the pickup. The waitress smiled at me, but she seemed distressed when she saw Tom. "Can I ask you something personal?" I asked once we were seated. "Sure, what is it?" "Well, I guess it's not really that personal. I mean, it's mainly curiosity. They didn't give you an artificial leg?" Tom laughed. "They had one, expensive as hell though. But even if they had given it for free, I wouldn't have taken it. I like my body natural. A fake leg seems like cheating." "You'd be able to get around better." "Get around fine." We ordered. I had scrambled eggs, he had pancakes, usual for him. He also got a beer. I asked him about his father's estate. Settled, finally. It was relatively easy because the only benefactors were me and my uncle, but still a lot of work. When I was redeployed, it wasn't completely finished, so when I got back, I paid a lawyer to settle it for me. Now it's done. I'm the main heir, not that I care. "You don't care? Won't that help with your..." But I stopped myself. He looked over at the waitress. "Can I get some butter over here?" he asked. He turned back to me. "No money in the world is going to help with the problem, cowboy." I cleared my throat. "So what are you going to do?" "Go to titty bars, waste my daddy's money, get a job where I can work a register and don't have to move around. Hell, maybe at the titty bar. Don't think the mob's too happy about the guys working there right now." "The mob?" "Yeah, you know the mob owns all those places in New York and up the Hudson." "How'd you find that out?" "Talking to a stripper, way back when, before I took you. She could have been lying, though. I wouldn't be surprised." He drank some beer. I was far more gullible then. We sat in silence for a while. Tom took his time with his pancakes, much longer than he normally did. But he finished them and ordered another batch. He also ordered another beer.